All right, everyone, we're going to go ahead and
You
get
are.
started with Jalen Hayes. Jalen, are you ready to go?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, first question for you. How does it feel to be named a captain, and what does that mean to you?
It means everything. I don't know if there's ever been anything in my life that I've been more proud of, aside from choosing to come to Notre Dame. This is when you choose to come to a place like this that's so special, and be given the opportunity to serve your teammates as a captain, and your organization, your university. It's a great honor. It's the best thing that's ever happened to me. I'm excited, and I'm ready to lead, and I'm ready to serve my teammates. So it's been a long journey to get to this point. A lot of adversity, a lot of obstacles that I've had to overcome, but I'm here by the grace of God, and um, with Him at the forefront of my life, I continue to take steps, and I'm excited about this season. So this is the first step to a long journey, and I'm excited about it. And I'm blessed to be a part of this university and such a long line of like great leaders and great men that have come through our organization and this team. So it's a blessing, and I'm thankful, I'm grateful, and I'm excited to move forward.
Our next question is from Pete Byrne. Given how much less preparation time the team has had this offseason compared to others, do you feel like you're ready to play this Saturday, and what have you done to make sure you're prepared?
Absolutely. I mean, I think that, you know, we've been preparing as if we were going to play a game this entire time. From the time that we stepped back on campus back in July or June, everything that we've done has been with the intent that we would be playing. So, every day, choosing, making that choice to treat it as if it's your last, because with this COVID situation, you never know what comes next. So, I think that it gave guys an extra hunger, extra boost to give it everything that you had, with nothing being set in stone. So that faith that we've been operating on, and that energy, and that commitment to taking it one day at a time, I think will prepare us to go out and play great football. So I think we're more than prepared. I trust our preparation. We have a process, and we stick to it, and that has not changed with this whole COVID thing, and I don't ever see it changing. So it's something that we rely on, and we're excited to put it on display coming this Saturday.
Our next question is from Angelo DiCarlo. Take us back to where you were mentally a year ago at this time to now. You didn't know you'd still be playing college football. What kind of a player and person are you now versus this time a year ago?
Hmm. That's a good question. Um, who was I a year ago? I was a backup. I was a role player, playing behind two great captains and defensive ends, Julian and Khalid last year. I was having fun. I was having fun with the game. I was rediscovering my love for the game. I was having fun. I was playing good ball. I think I was, at this point last year, what was this, like maybe week two? So I was playing my best ball that I had up to in my career. Obviously 2 weeks later I ended up being hurt, but I was fine. Like I was good. I was good with it. I knew I had another opportunity to come back to be with my brothers. I felt like I owed. I felt like one thing that stuck in my head last year, and I was kind of disappointed about, was that I felt that I had more to give to this university and to this team. I felt like I had a lot more in the tank, from the leadership aspect, from a player aspect, from a student aspect, just being involved in our community of Notre Dame, in the community of South Bend. I just felt like there was so much more left on the table for me to give. And sure enough, God gave me another opportunity, another year to come back, to be involved in the community, to stand up for what was right with our team. Our team stood for social justice, and we continue to stand for that. Being involved in our community, being involved with countless organizations throughout campus and whatnot, and then obviously like coming to this point of being a captain right now. So, I mean, I felt like God was speaking to my heart last year, and just I didn't know how it would play out. It came through by way of a shoulder injury, on the first play against Virginia last year. For me, my first play against Virginia last year, and I'm just so grateful for that moment. At the time it was heartbreaking. My season was over, but God has turned that around into a magnificent victory, and I'm so grateful for it. And I owe Him all the credit, and I owe my teammates the rest of the credit, because without them, without the grace of God, without my brothers, and without our coaches and my support staff, my parents, I wouldn't be here. And that's just the God's honest truth. I wouldn't be here. I would have been broken. I would have been discouraged. Like it would have been too much, like for me to handle. But I relied on my brothers. I I relied on my family. I relied on my coaches. I relied on my faith. And I stand before you today. So.
All right, and last question for you. We've gotten a couple questions about Duke's offense and specifically Chase Bryce. So take us through what you're thinking about and what you're preparing for.
Just locking in on what's important. At the end of the day, like, we have our jobs. Our coaches are going to put us in great positions. Now it's time to execute. Execution, finishing, and, having fun. At the end of the day, man, this is a game. This is a game, and we get to play it, man. I had the game taken away from me last year, and I'm excited to be back out there playing. So just, locking into what's important, what are our keys, and executing on those on our game plan.
All right. Thank you very much, Jalen, for your time.
Thank you so much. All right, guys.
All right.
Ready.
We'll go ahead and get started with Shaun Crawford. You ready to go, Shaun?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Perfect. First, what does it mean to you to be named a captain, especially after the injuries you battled back from?
It means the world to me. I'm just grateful for the opportunity, grateful for these group of guys who voted for me. A lot of people, or a lot of the teammates that I have currently weren't with me when I got here on campus, and so for me to just make an impact on the new guys and still have a voice and still be a leader in the locker room to many of the young guys, and then some of the guys who were also here with me throughout this journey. I'm just grateful and I'm honored. This summer, this whole year, honestly, has been a tough one for all of us. It's been a different one. So my leadership had to step up, and I answered the call, and I was just grateful to be in this leadership role, to have a lot of young guys in the DB room. And so I was able to lead them first, and then just carry on to like the next group of the defense, and then talk to whoever else needed me. So I'm just excited. I'm grateful. Many people, a lot of close friends that I have were captains here. So I'm just grateful that I get to join those group of guys, and just a long line of just tradition here.
Our next question is from Tyler James. Did you ever think you'd be starting safety in college? What do you like about it? What comes naturally to you? And maybe what's a challenge at the position?
I never thought I'd be starting as a safety. It was always like in the back of my mind, just like a dream that I had, just because some of my favorite players play safety, like Tyrann Mathieu, Ed Reed, Troy Polamalu, just like Buda Baker. Those are some people that I've looked up to, that I try to model my game after. And although they've been safeties most of their career, I just tried to take what the physicality, the instincts, the playmaking skills that they have, and just put it into my game wherever I am on the field. But now that I'm a safety, I'm extremely happy. I was talking to some past safeties, Jalen and Alohi, as well as Nico, just to any questions that I have, just reach out to them just to try to like get me up to speed on things, as well as Kyle. Although he's young, he's played a position longer than me. So I just lean on him. We lean on each other, and it's just a great mix back there with us.
Other than the people you've playing with now, who else have you leaned on for advice? This is from Tyler James, and he's asking specifically about Alohi Gilman or Jalen Elliott. Have you talked to them about it at all?
Yeah, right when I played a little safety last year for a few weeks, and so I leaned on them heavily then too. And so they were great while they were here, just getting me up to speed, teaching me all the calls, teaching me all the reads and things like that. And still now, when I'll send them some film. We'll talk ball. We're in a group chat still, and so I'll shoot them any questions that I have. They'll shoot me some videos of what they're doing, of what they did when they were here. So it's just good to just bounce off ideas off each other, bounce or get film back and forth with one another, and it's just been great. I'll probably talk to them today. I'm sure they reached out to me just about the captain stuff, but yeah, we have a tight friendship, and we stay in communication constantly.
We've had a couple questions about the move from corner to safety. So could you take us through how that happened and why you feel like that happened?
I guess like how it happened. Just trying to just get my feet wet at that position. Like I said, I played there a few weeks last season, and then even last fall camp, I got some reps at safety. So I think that was just the plan for this year as well, just to get some reps, just to stay up on things, just in case. And I was there maybe a little longer than they expected. I got comfortable there. I started making some plays. I was communicating the defense, and I was just being a vocal leader back there. And so I kind of just felt at home back there, and the coaches saw the same thing. So just with my playmaking ability and my ability to tackle, I think we all thought it was a great opportunity for me. And I also thought it was a smooth transition just because me being able to play corner and nickel in the previous years, it's sort of similar. It's just from a different angle. And so all the calls are pretty much the same thing. You're just looking at a different key now. So with my experience at corner and my experience at nickel, I'm pretty confident in my ability at safety as well, just because I think it all translate.
And the last question from us, what have you seen from Duke's offense in your preparation?
They have a lot of talent on the outside for sure. They're returning a lot of starters. Their new quarterback, he looks pretty good. I think they'll try to throw the ball a little bit more just because of the switch at quarterback and the veterans at receivers that they have. They have a lot of speed on the outside. They have a great tight end and a pretty good running back. So I think they're a well-versed offense. I'm excited for the matchup. I think it'll be a great matchup week one. For me, honestly, just being able to get in the run fits, being able to get challenged on the outside by the receivers, I think it'll be a competitive game.
All right. Thank you very much, Shaun, for your time.
Thank you.
All right, we will continue with Ade Ogundeji.
Okay, you're up.
Perfect. All right, first question for you, Ade. What does it mean to you to be named a team captain?
It means so much. First of all, I want to thank God just for getting this opportunity to play football. But I just want to thank my teammates. It means so much that they voted for me to be their captain, and it just means a lot. I've been here for a long time, and to see the last captains come here and lead the team, I understand how much it means to be a captain.
Given how much time or lack thereof the team has had to prepare for this season, how prepared do you feel going into this week versus Duke?
I think we've done a good job during the offseason to get our guys ready with the weight room. And then right now with training camp, I think we've done a good job of, accelerating and learning the plays and understanding the things. And I think right now we're good. I'm ready. I feel like we're ready to go out there and play. And, I know all the guys are excited to go out there and play for the first time against Duke. So.
Our next question is from Carter Carls of the South End Tribune. Your physical transformation since arriving on campus has been well documented, but in what other ways do you feel like you've transformed since being at Notre Dame?
I think I've done a good job, just with my football IQ and learning the plays and understanding what to do, My first year, I would say it took me a while to understand what the plays were. Even my second year, understanding what the plays were. And so, I try to take as much time to watch film, understand what the game plan was, understand how to run plays and against the opponents. So, I would say my mentally preparation for the games definitely is something that I grew throughout my 4 years here.
Our next question is from Pete Sampson. How much live tackling have you been able to do in practices this season, and how do you feel like you can make that game speed part of practice in an effective way?
I think we've done a good amount of live tackling during the season, but the only way you can really get it is if you go full speed. And, I feel like during practice periods, we talk about it going 100% during those live periods and going fast, even when it's not live, going to the ball at 100% speed, because that's the only way you're going to, simulate in the game if you're going 100%, You're not going to go at 90 or 80, it's only going at one speed and one speed only.
Next question is from Patrick Ingle. What have you seen from some of the younger defensive linemen like Jordan Botello, Isaiah Foskey, and some others?
They're doing a good job physically, just getting themselves together and during the off season. But during training camp, they did a great job of learning the scheme, getting it down, and playing just fast. Foskey, Jordan, Ovi, Justin, Riley, all those guys have done a great job of just playing fast and understanding the scheme. It still takes time, but obviously for right now in training camp, they've done a good job in those things, those areas.
Our next question is from Carter Carls. What specifically did you work on during the offseason, and was there anything from last year that you felt like you wanted to improve upon?
I felt like this offseason I worked on my hands a lot, trying to get my hands in the run game and also in the pass game, and then also trying to work on my get off. I didn't really get a lot of third down opportunities last year, but I feel like when I did, I just had to work on my get off. So I worked on my get off a lot this year and, try to apply those in passing situation, also run situations as well.
And the last question from us, in what ways do you feel like this defense can be even better than last season's?
Yeah, I don't think we worry about the last defense. I think we worry about what's happening right now. And I think that's the most important thing is that we're focused on right now. We have a great unit right now. We have a great group of guys. And the brotherhood that we have within this group is amazing, And so I think that's what's going to help us towards the season. And you're going to see against a bunch of guys flying around because that's what we've been teaching the guys is going 100% and flying around for 60 minutes. So.
Great, Ade. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Ooh.
All right, we'll continue with quarterback Ian Book. Ian, first off, what does it mean to you to be named a captain, and how does being now a second-year captain prepare you for this season?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's a huge honor of mine. It was a goal for me once the last year ended to, be a captain for this team, and I just feel honored and I'm ready for it. And I want to be there for the guys and be a leader for this team, bring a lot of energy, and I'm just really excited for it.
All right, our next question is from John Finneran of the Associated Press. How do you like the talent that surrounds you at receiver, tight end, and running back this fall?
Yeah, I love it. It's been great. It's been fun to just work with new players. We got some young guys in there getting a lot of reps who are doing a phenomenal job. And as the quarterback, being able to work on chemistry with all those guys, from the running backs to the tight ends to the receivers, it's huge for me. I feel comfortable with them, which is where I need to be, and excited for Saturday.
Next, we've gotten a couple questions about the receiver position and specifically Ben Skoranek. What have you seen from that position, and especially Ben, on how he's transitioned into your offense?
Yeah, Ben's been great. Just another big body receiver. I feel he's really rangy. He can, make a lot of catches. Makes my job a lot easier. And honestly, his leadership's been great. That's really what I've noticed. He's in the Goog, first, and he's leaving last. And just to see that in someone who's transfer is huge, especially as a quarterback. So he knows every spot on the field. He can play every spot. And again, just excited on Saturday to, get to show what he can do.
Next, we have a question from Angelo DiCarlo. What will make Duke's defense dangerous for Notre Dame's offense?
What would make it dangerous? They play a lot of man, they play a lot of press coverage. And, that's basically saying, hey, we think our guys can beat you. And it's up to our guys to get off the press at receiver and, go up there and get the ball, win that one-on-one matchup. We do one-on-ones every day. We work on that every day. And, that's what they want to do. And they play a lot of games up front. Our line's ready for that. We see that a lot. They did that a lot to us last year. And I think, they do that to try to cause a lot of disruption up front. So, we've been preparing for that.
Our next question is also from Angelo DiCarlo. Can you take us through, he says, the roller coaster of the last 6 months for you, from spring practice to week 1, and maybe the thoughts where there wasn't much hope for a season to now when we are in game week?
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a roller coaster, but it's just been different. It's not like any year that I've ever had. And then just trying to, I've always been with Coach Reese, in contact with him when all this is going down. And I'm just trying to stay positive. Obviously, when the other conferences were deciding to cancel, it was huge to just, have faith and just, stick with it. Because if we do play, you would hate to not be ready for it. So just prepared every day like we were going to play, and now we're finally here. So it just feels so great to actually get to game week. And but yeah, it's something I've never experienced, that's for sure. This whole team's never experienced this. This is new. And it's just about being level-headed and understanding that we finally get the opportunity to play. It's actually here. Let's go make the most of it.
Our next question is from Tyler James. Coach Kelly said yesterday that they have you by yourself to avoid contact tracing issues. How isolated are you, and has it been weird living life a little differently in this COVID era?
Yeah, it's definitely different. I don't do much. I go home and I come straight here. I'm here early in the morning. I leave late at night, and I'm wearing my mask all the time with Coach Reese, no matter what. Wearing my mask with all the other quarterbacks, always hand sanitizing. Just, I would hate to miss a game because of, testing positive or being in a contact trace. So it's Coach Kelly says all the time, it's about our human behavior. So it's on us. And, all my classes are on Zoom, so I'm not even on campus. But obviously I would like it to be the other way and be able to enjoy the whole experience. But honestly, we got to play this season. I got to do what I got to do to stay healthy.
Where do you feel like you've improved the most since last year, and what have you emphasized in your workouts?
Yeah, first thing would be leadership. Today, for example, just being more vocal. We had a great Tuesday. Coach Kelly said it was one of the better Tuesdays he's been around. So bringing energy. We got young guys in there, bringing up their confidence, and then just diving deeper into the playbook and into any type of defensive recognition, and just understanding more football, working on my football IQ every single day. I'm with Coach Reese every day, hours before practice and hours after. So just taking that next step in football IQ.
And we'll wrap it up with a Tyler James question. Will the camp mustache survive through the season opener?
Nah, my mom gets here Thursday, so it'll be gone by then.
All right. Thank you very much, Ian, for your time.
Yep, thank you.
All right, we'll continue on with Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah.
Hello.
Hello. First question for you is from Tyler James of the South Bend Tribune. How much more comfortable do you feel in the defense as a second-year starter, and how will that impact the way that you play this season?
Well, just like everything, when you go through so many experiences and when you continue to work on your craft and continue to see a lot of football, you continue to get better at it. And, with me being a 2-year starter coming up this year, I've seen a lot of football, I feel like, and, a lot of film has gone into this. So, being comfortable is everything as far as, being a game changer and as far as being a good teammate, as far as being, a leader on this defense. So.
Given the preparation time that you and the team have had this season, how prepared do you feel to start the season this Saturday?
I feel like the time that we've had is, just enough time, to be successful. We've worked hard, even outside of being with each other in quarantine. The coaches sending us bands, guys making sure that their defense and their offense is still keeping up physically and, getting together on Zoom meetings and calls and just making sure everybody stays up to par physically and mentally, making sure we stay up on our film and, our team chemistry. So I think the time that we've been given is just enough time for us to continue to be successful as we have here at the University of Notre Dame.
How will it be different for you to play in the stadium this Saturday with a reduced fan capacity? Do you feel like the energy will be any different?
Well, of course it'll be a little different, less fans, but mentally, I don't think it will be different for any of us. We go back to high school and you go back to Little League football, and look how much energy it was then. Still exciting, still, power packed, and it was still a good experience. So we'll take our preparation and we'll put that to use. And it'll be a good game, and it'll be full of energy and full of loud noises, hopefully.
Our next question is from Tyler James. In what ways do you think this defense can be better than last year?
Well, the defense last year was a pretty good group. It's hard to replicate that. And team chemistry is always something that, a team or a defense or offense should always get better at. Team chemistry, hanging out with the guys after, getting filming with the guys after, continuing to be close with each other, getting together, making sure we all stay healthy, making sure we all, wearing our mask and doing things that lead to success. So as far as defense, I feel like if our team chemistry continues to get better, we'll be an even better team and an even better defense than the one last year.
And also from Tyler James, there's been some buzz building around your potential as an NFL prospect. What does it mean to you to see that kind of praise?
First and foremost, the praise is all glory to God. That's first and foremost. But in terms of the buzz, you tend to block it out. You tend to, have this laser light focus and just focus on what's today. Tomorrow has enough troubles of its own, and you continue to just live day by day and tackle the problems that's in front of you. So as far as the buzz that's going around, you see it. All glory to God. I appreciate it. But at the end of the day, what's important is here. What's important is now. And what's important is this team and winning every day. So.
And our last question for you from Tim Priester. What was your knowledge base of the rover position in your first game last year compared to now?
Ooh, man. I got some disguises, man. I got some new tricks and, stuff. No, I'm joking. But, well, when I line up this year, I'll have a more of a knowledge as far as, play recognition, as far as post-snap, pre-snap, things to correct. Man, it's been great. I think it's an experience this year that will definitely change, how people see me as far as a football player, as far as a person too as well. So.
Great. Well, thank you very much for your time, Will.
Thank you.
All right, we'll continue with Robert Hainsey. Robert, our first question, what does it mean to you to be named a team captain?
It's really special just to know that like your team and the coaches have that faith in you and believe in you like that. It's a great responsibility and a great honor, and but it is a responsibility nonetheless. You have to bring it every day. You have to be the same guy every day, and let guys know you're not going to let them down. They got to be able to trust you in the role that you're in. So.
Our next question is from Angelo DiCarlo. You're returning as a two-time captain this year. How much more confident are you in this role after being a captain the previous year?
I think in this role, it's good. I think I've always, I came in when I came to Notre Dame, I expected this from myself. I wanted this, and I wanted to be where I'm at now. So I'm very confident that I can get it done, and I can be there for my teammates and be a good communicator with the coaches. I think that anyone who has any problems can come to any of the five of us, and we'll do our best to mediate them. So I think I'm really confident in that role and that I can do it and handle the responsibility.
Our next question is from Tyler James. If the offensive line is to achieve its goal of winning the Joe Moore Award this year, in what ways will it have improved from last season?
Well, our number one goal is always to help Notre Dame win. So that's really where we start. We start by preparing every week, going out there to help Notre Dame win the football game. And if we do that, and we all do that, we focus on our technique, and we go out there with a mindset to get better and dominate our opponent and move them off the ball and protect Ian in the pass game. The Joe Moore Award will take care of itself if we play with our toughness and our effort and finish. We finish our blocks, those kind of things. That's not the forefront of our mind. The forefront of our mind is to help Notre Dame win. So that's where we stand with that.
Our next question is from John Finneran of the Associated Press. What have you seen this fall in practice that makes you believe this offense has the potential to be strong?
I think the just how much fun we're having together and how much energy we have. I mean, like going out to practice is honestly, in my opinion, I've never been more excited to practice. And maybe that's because I got some football taken away from me last year and I think about it a little differently now, but going out there now is just, I'm excited to see what our offense does every day. And I'm excited to see how different guys play and just how we mesh and focusing on getting better. It's just a blast. So when you have that kind of energy and you're executing, you start firing on all cylinders, and it's really hard to stop an offense like that. So I think that's the biggest thing, is just going out there, having fun together and playing to our standard.
Our next question is from Dennis Dodd with CBS Sports. Describe what it will be like for you to play a conference schedule this season.
I guess I'll let you know in 12 weeks.
All right. Moving on to Chuck Freeby from WHME. How difficult is the challenge posed by Duke's pass rush this weekend?
Duke's has a lot of good players. 96 is very good. Their ends are good. A lot of games up front, they do a lot of different stuff very well. So it's just going to be a matter of trusting our technique and doing our job, not getting phased by all the movement around that they do, just being able to see everything through one set of eyes, pass off everything we need to, and protect Ian while he's in the pocket.
Our next question is from Tyler James of the South Bend Tribune. Do you feel like the offensive line has a chip on its shoulder to have more success in short yardage situations this season?
I don't know how I would describe it, but one thing we always say is we need to dominate the obvious situations. So whether it's 4th and 1 or it's 3rd and 30 and everyone in the stadium and on TV knows what you're doing, that's when you have to be your best. So we make it a point to focus on that and really hone into those situations and know that when the time comes and our numbers called, if it's short yardage, we got to move the ball, that's what we're going to have to do.
And lastly, our last question for you. What will it be like for you to play in Notre Dame Stadium this season with a reduced fan capacity?
I am so excited to play in Notre Dame Stadium this year. I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. I mean, there was a time this year when we didn't even know we were playing football. And after last year and like my last snap last year being in Notre Dame Stadium versus Virginia Tech and all the questions this year about am I going to play, I was like, man, was that my last college snap ever? I mean, I don't care if there's no one in the fan. It's like a scrimmage. The fact that we get to play football is such a blessing this year, and anyone who's upset that the fans is different, I don't know where they're coming from. It's it's so exciting that we get to play football this year. That's all that matters to me, and I think that's all that matters to my teammates. And we're just gonna go make the most of it, especially the guys whose last year it is.
All right. Thank you very much, Robert, for your time.
Thanks, guys.